Want a bright start to summer? Ask Sherwin-Williams during the Sunny Day Sale and save 30% on paints and stains, May 18th through the 26th. With colors like pool blue, organic green, and daffodil, we've got everything you need to add a splash of color. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams paint store and save 30% today. Find your nearest store at sherwinwilliams.com/sale. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Blog Talk Radio. Shalom, Israel. This is Brother Malachi coming to you on a very late Tuesday. No, it's not CP time, but had issues with Blog Talk Radio. So therefore, they made me late. I'm always on time, am I? Well, you know what time it is. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to you and yours, wherever you are on this world's wide web. You're listening to Let's Talk The Apocrypha book. Second Esdras we're in. We'll get ready to start that momentarily. Just want to let you know, if you're listening on the computer, we do have the chat room open, so therefore you can join the others and mingle along as we go through our lesson tonight. And for those of you all who are listening via phone, you can press 1 on your phone at any time you have a comment or a question, and we will open it up so that you can join in on our conversation. And for those of you all who would like to call in on us listening via computer, our number when we are here live is 347-205-9279. And as always, press 1. Let me let you know that we are the Men in Power organization at www.blogtalkradio.com/Men Empowered. I got to do that more often. A lot of you all don't know our website. And to you that are listening in the archive, thank you so very much for joining us always. Listening via YouTube or iTunes or iHeartRadio, whatever the case may be, thank you for listening and encouraging us to move on. Like to know you can subscribe to Hebrews Truth and Consequence. They carry all of our shows, as well as JEWEDuP. So with those two addresses at YouTube, you'll find the Men Empowered organization right there, empowering brothers and sisters in the Most High, Christ, Yeshua. This is what we do. We'll be right back right after this.
Yeah. Come on. Yo, I was searching, I was looking, trying to find the perfect kind of vibe that could elevate my mind and take me back in time when it was more than a rhyme and a riddle, before the whole game became belittled and treated like the child in the middle, completely disrespected, abandoned and neglected, and then the whole thing got hectic and people couldn't even respect it and brought it to an end.
I know you been
waiting for somebody to change the whole game, cause people getting tired of hearing the same old thing, and people rapping like they ain't got no brain and they hold no shame for being so lame. So we take it back what's rightfully ours, rehearsing for hours and skipping some showers and kick the door down with the musical power and let the game begin when we in.
I know you been waiting, looking, trying to keep it find the sound. A little something for you and you and you. Don't have you looking, rocking, knocking, getting down.
Hold up.
I know you been
waiting for a better solution, cause people getting tired of this air pollution. And I'm here to hit the people with a sound, to the point where you can't stay around. If you ain't showing love to the underground, forget Hove, I'ma show them how to run the town, battle to the final round. But in the end, people know who's gonna win. Any opposition, bring them in.
I know you've been
Exalting all the faking, mad at what I'm saying, so you throwing salt hating. And in your heart it penetrates to burning sensations, cause everything you say is a bunch of animation, influenced by imagination. And all they want is something real, something they can rock to, something they can feel, something they can bang with their family and their friends, something that'll bring us back again.
I know you've been waiting, looking, trying, people find the sound. A little something for you, and you, and you. Won't have you rocking, knocking, getting down.
Hold up!
I know you've been
Waiting for so long, waiting for so long. We're bringing it back, we're bringing it back. Not now, but right now. And keep it forever, Waiting for so long, waiting for so long. We're bringing it back, we're bringing it back. Not now, but right now. Keep it forever.
I know you've been waiting, looking, trying, people find the sound. A little something for you, and you, and you. Won't have you rocking, knocking, getting down.
Hold up!
I know you've been, I know you've been, I know you've been.
It's the music of my man, Joel McCrae, from the CD Song for You. I tell you, that was a double play right there. Before that, we had the man right there, Hen, featuring Uriah. And we started off in the beginning of our intro, Lionel Jones from the Papa Jones CD. Well, let's start at 2 Esdras chapter 3. Let's go ahead and do this with a few minutes. I apologize for taking too much time right there. But I've got some other announcements that I want to make, but we'll go ahead and see, can we get through chapter 3. In the 13th year after the destruction of our city, I, Salathiah, who am also called Ezra, was in Babylon. I was troubled as I lay on my bed, and my thoughts welled up in my heart. Verse 2, because I saw the desolation of Zion and the wealth of those who live in Babylon greatly agitated. And I began to speak anxious words to the Most High and said, O sovereign Lord, didst thou not speak at the beginning when thou didst from the earth, and that without help, and didst command the dust? 5, and it gave thee Adam a lifeless body, yet he was the workmanship of thy hand, and thou didst bring into him the breath of life, and he was made alive in thy presence. Verse 6, and thou didst lead him into the garden which thy right hand had planted before the earth appeared. Verse 7, and thou didst lay upon him one commandment of thine, but he transgressed it, and immediately thou didst appoint death for him and for his descendants. From him there sprang nations and tribes, people and clans without number. Verse 8, and every nation walked after his own will, and did ungodly things before thee, and scorned thee, and thou didst not hinder them. Verse 9, but again in its time thou didst bring the flood upon the inhabitants of the world, and destroyed it. 10, and the same fate befell them as death came upon Adam, so the flood upon them. But thou didst leave one of them, Noah, with his household, and all the righteous who have descended from him. Verse 12, when those who dwelt on earth began to multiply, they produced children and people and many nations. And again, they began to be more ungodly than were their ancestors. Now, if you were with us yesterday, a little bit of this is in the book of Jubilees that we went over last night. And when they were committing iniquity before thee, thou didst choose for thyself one of them, whose name was Abraham. 14, and thou didst love him, and to him only didst thou reveal the end of the time, secretly by night. Now, you all know that the Most High changed Abraham's name from Abram to Abraham, meaning father of many nations. And you all know here we subscribe to Yeshua, which means my Savior. And we're going to do a lesson down the road on the name of Christ and the Most High. But, you know, that's down the road. I just want to just kind of give you that, because in Hebrew, names mean something. We just don't slap a name on our people. Names mean something according to their attributes. Verse 14, and thou didst love him, and to him only didst thou reveal the end of the times, secretly by night, did make with him an everlasting covenant, and promised him that thou wouldst never forsake his descendants. And thou gavest to him Isaac, and to Isaac thou gavest Jacob and Esau. You all know that that Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Verse 16, and thou didst set apart Jacob for thyself, but Esau thou didst reject, and Jacob because a great multitude. Verse 17, and when thou didst lead his descendants out of Egypt, thou didst bring them to Mount Sinai. Verse 18, thou didst bend down the heavens and shake the earth, and move the world, and make the depths to tremble, and trouble the times. And thy glory passed through the four gates of fire and earthquake and wind and ice, to give the law to the descendants of Jacob, and thy commandments to the posterity of Israel. 20, away from them their evil heart, so that thy law might bring forth fruit in them. Verse 21, for the first Adam, burdened with an evil heart, transgressed and was overcome, as were also all who were descendants from him. Verse 22, thus the disease became permanently. The law was in the people's heart, along with the evil root. But what was good departed, and the evil remained. 23, so the times passed, and the years were completed, and thou didst raise up for thyself servant named David. Verse 24, and thou didst command him to build a city for the name, and in it to offer the obligation from oblation. This was done for many years, but the inhabitants of the city transgressed in everything, doing as Adam and all his descendants had done. For they also had the evil heart. So thou didst deliver the city into the hands of thy enemy. Every time Israel sinned, the Most High took his hands off. And therefore the enemies of Israel had a gain, and the Most High did that to make us jealous, so that we would come back to him, looking at all the heathens take over where we are today. Verse 27, so thou didst deliver the city into the hands of thy enemy. 28, then I said in my heart, are the deeds of those who inhabit Babylon are better? Is that why she has gained dominion over Zion? 29, for when I came here, I saw ungodly deeds without number, and my soul has seen many sinners 30 years, and my heart failed me. Verse 30, for I have seen how, y'all know this is in review, we went over this before, I just wanted to just kind of hit home with it again. For I have seen how thou dost endure those who sin, and hast spared those who act wickedly, and has destroyed thy people, and has preserved thy enemies. 31, and has not shown to anyone how thy way may be comprehended. Are the deeds of Babylon better than those of Zion? 32, or has another nation known these besides Israel? Of what tribe have so believed thy covenants as these tribes of Jacob? How many of you all read The 13th Tribe by Arthur Koestler? Just the wars has not appeared, and their labor has borne no fruit. For I have traveled widely among the nations, and have seen that they abound in wealth, though they are unmindful of thy commandments. Verse 34, now therefore weigh in a balance our iniquities and those of the inhabitants of the world, and so it will be found which way the turn of the scale will incline. 35, when have the inhabitants of the earth not sinned in thy sight? Or what nation has kept thy commandments so well? Thou mayest indeed find individual men who have kept thy commandments, but nations thou wilt not find. Okay, let's go ahead and review chapter 4, but let's go ahead and take another break, and we will be right back. Speaking of that, here's Unexpected Comfort Zone. Kind of winds up how Israel had did. Just listen to the words.
It's been a long time coming. I had to get away from the things I was comfortable with. For real.
Hey, hold up a minute. I went right back to sinning, acting all stagnated. I supposed to be winning, so that's a trick. I can see the devil face, so now I ain't gotta settle for this. And I ain't gotta go back to putting the licks. I ain't gotta cut her up because she is thick. I refuse to go and score me some bricks. My church family, that's my clique. We breaking down the walls of Jericho. Only speaking the good news, I ain't got no excuses. If it's not for the Lord, I know my life is useless. No time to take grind to be acting foolish, man. My feet keep getting stuck in quicksand. I'm sinking quick, man. Feeling sick without the creator. The world is against me, they snapping like gators. Dog, I'm on my block with the heavyweighters. He on the block slanging the work. I'm on the block singing the word for real. I done smoked my drum. Yeah, dog, got a hunt with G's. I ain't never could get up, dog, cause I ain't got greed. I couldn't see myself being the one in this world still planting bad seeds. I done been there and I done that. I done walked through the whole trap, seeking nothing but problems and no one to solve them. So I left to bring the answer back. He put it in my chest to penetrate the flesh, so I can spread it from the south for the nation to the rest. Rocks of ages clear for me. Let me hide myself in thee so I can have me some peace. I thank the Lord for making me sharp just like a crease. Before I deceive, knowing what I sow I will reap. And man, it heart is hotter than a heap of coal blazing on fire. Don't call me amazing when I retire. Give God the praises, he is do so much higher. Bow down to the Messiah, King of kings, Lord of lords. He don't miss when he shoot, dog. Don't try to crash the boards. It's JC who wore it. It wasn't me who wore it. The cross was on his back. Feeling worse than what you would feel if a Mack truck hit you. Don't let the black tux get you unless you know who is with you. Since I've been on this side, blessings been poured from a picture. Since I've been on this side, I'm like 100 times richer. I done smoked my drone. Yeah, dog, got a hunt with G's. I ain't never could get up, dog, cause I ain't got greed. I couldn't see myself being the one in this world still planting bad seeds. I done been there and I done that. I done walked through the whole trap, seeking nothing but problems and no one to solve them. So I left to bring the answer back. Yeah, hard times got me stressing too, but I got a conscience looking over my shoulder like America's most wanted, and that is for my enemy, trying to bring me and my people down. But now he see he got to flee. His game plan is getting more lethal now. Seeing the same signs we see, and he see they coming quicker now. Hey, he know God ain't playing. He can see he ain't got no time to be delaying. He letting demons roam, shooting them out like you shoot them out of a cannon, dog. I had to relay back to my father by doing this. They say I'm destined to make life get harder. Some people might say why bother, but for my mistakes I got the problem solver. His mother, the friend of Martha. God manifested in the flesh. No other God come before him, man, I must confess. I put an aroma in his nostrils like I washed down smelling like zest. No more smelling like cess. I done smoked my drone. Yeah, dog, got a hunt with G's. I ain't never could get up, dog, cause I ain't got greed. I couldn't see myself being the one in this world still planting bad seeds. I done been there and I done that. I done walked through the whole trap, seeking nothing but problems and no one to solve them. So I left to bring the answer back. I done been there and I done that. I done walked through the whole trap, seeking nothing but problems and no one to solve them. So I left to bring the answer back. My enemy thought I couldn't make it. He thought everything that he brought against me was gonna bound me with chains for the rest of my life. But when I understood that God was the leader and I'm just a follower, that's how I broke through. It wasn't about nothing I was going through. It was about what I had to overcome. And the things I overcame, that's my testimony to the world. Let us all know we can make it. No matter what we see, we can make it.
Well, all right. Hey, just want to let you know, if you like good music like that, you got to be with us here every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time for Saturday Night Gospel Jam, the #1 show brought to you by the Men Empowered Organization right here on the Blog Talk Radio Network at blogtalkradio.com. And starting this coming Saturday, right here on Saturday Night Gospel Jam, I have a new co-host. I have a young sister here that is going to be bringing you look, check this out. Now, she don't know that I'm saying this, but this sister, let me tell you, this sister here got some poetry words, some spoken word on the inside of her. Now, I don't want y'all to frighten her or anything like that. Shh, shh, shh. Keep a secret, okay? Let me let you know that this sister here, she don't know the gift that's on the inside of her, but this spoken word, this spoken poetry word on the inside of her, ooh-wee! When I heard the track, y'all, oh man, it was the bomb. And her name is Libra Fire Harris. Sister Libra will be with us here, Saturday Night Gospel Jam. Now, I'm setting her up big. I never done radio before. Oh, hey, it's the first time for everybody, including me. But, hey, it's going to be all good. I know she's going to listen to this, and she just go, I can't believe we said all that. But, yeah, I want y'all to welcome her when we come on Saturday night. If you like good music like I just played, Unexpected, she's going to be my co-host, and we just going to spin some CDs, and we're going to talk to you all about the Word, and we're going to encourage you all in the faith, and we're going to lift up the Most High name as well as Christ's name, and we're going to do the do. And it's all good. So you definitely make sure you tell somebody that you got to check out Malachi's new co-host. Man, she is something else. Look, this sister here is something. And all praises to him that gave her the gift on the inside of her. But she is good. Let's get back now. So that's between me and you all now. And when you hear this, I want you to come on and do a shout out for her and just welcome her to Saturday Night Gospel Jam as we get ready to throw some new Hebrew music, as well as I got to tell you about Brother Maverick. Brother Maverick, y'all, oh man, we done featured 3 tracks by Brother Maverick, Bronze. And this brother here, man, oh man, I don't know if y'all heard what we've been playing last Saturday, but look, let me tell you, this brother here is anointed. This brother got scriptures coming out his ears. You hear me? I mean, the word is just right there to lift you up, there to look at the times where we are. All his stuff, look, y'all, all his stuff is tight. I mean, he got some features on there, some featured artists on there. It's going to be all good. But look, he's going to be with us on the 14th of June. So you definitely want to mark your calendar, because he's going to be here and we're going to interview him via phone. So do me a favor, mark your calendar, check it out. You know what time we come on. If there's a time change, I will let you know, and you all will get the notice way ahead of time. You all know how we do this. So you get it way ahead of time. So I'm looking forward to that. Brother Maverick will be with us for a special Saturday Night Gospel Jam on June the 14th, right here, brought to you by the Men Empowered Radio Show, right here on Blog Talk Radio. Chapter 4, verse 1, angel that had been sent to me, whose name was Uriel, answered. And this is still in review. We'll probably catch back up. I just wanted to review this a little bit more. Verse 2, and said to me, your understanding has utterly failed regarding this world. And do you think you can comprehend the way of the Most High? This is what the angel is saying to him. Verse 3, then I said, yes, my Lord. And he replied to me, I have been sent to show you 3 ways and to put before you 3 problems. Okay, verse 4, If you can solve one of them for me, I also will show you the way you desire to see, and will teach you why the heart is evil. Verse 5. I said, speak, O my Lord. Hold up for a second. I know this is a slightly off translation. Let me bring it out of my King James translation, Second Esdras chapter 4, verse 4. My Apocrypha is so tiny print, I got to get a magnifying glass to get this. Let me just read the thous and the these and the King James. Brother King James got this going on. Chapter 4, verse 4 in the King James Apocrypha. All right. Whereof, if thou canst declare me one, I will show thee also the way that thou desire to see, and I shall show thee from whence the wicked heart cometh. Verse 5. And I said, tell me, my Lord. Then said he unto me, go thy way, weigh me the weight of the fire, or measure me the blast of the wind, or call me again the day that is past. Answered and I said, what man is able to do that thou shouldest ask such things of me? Verse 7. And he said unto me, if I should ask thee how great dwellings are in the midst of the sea, or how many springs are in the beginning of the deep, or how many springs are above the firmament, or which are the outgoing of paradise, peradventure thou wouldest say unto me, I never went down into the deep, nor as yet into hell, neither did I ever climb up into heaven. Verse 9. Nevertheless, now have I asked thee, but only of the fire and wind, and of the day where, checking my time, we're just about out real quick, where thou hast passed, and of things from which thou canst not be separated, and yet canst thou give me no answer of them? Verse 10, he said moreover unto me, thy own thing and such are as are grown up with thee, can thou not know? Verse 11, how should thy vessel then be able to comprehend the ways of the highest, and the world being now outwardly corrupted, to understand the corruption that is evident in my sight? Verse 12, then said I unto him, it were better than we were not at all, than that we should live still in wickedness, and to suffer and not to know where. Answered me and said, I went into a forest, into a plain, and the tree took counsel and said, come, let us go and make war against the sea, that it may depart away before us, and that we may make us more wood. Verse 15, the floods of the sea also in like manner took counsel and said, come, let us go up and subdue the woods of the plain, that there also we may make us another country. Verse 16, the thought of the wood was in vain, for the fire came and consumed it. Verse 17, the thought of the flood of the sea came likewise to naught, for the sand stood up and stopped them. Verse 18, if thou wert judged now betwixt these two, whom wouldst thou begin to justify? Or whom would thou condemn? Verse 19, I answered and said, verily it is a foolish thought that they both have devised, for the ground is given unto the wood, and the sea also had his place to bear his floods. Verse 20, then answered he me and said, thou hast given a right judgment, but why judgest thou not thyself also? Verse 21, for like as the ground is given unto the wood, and the sea to his flood, even so they that dwell upon the earth may understand nothing but that which is upon the earth. And he that dwelleth above the heavens may only understand the things that are above the height of the heavens. 22, then answered I and said, I beseech thee, O Lord, let me have understanding. 23, for it was not my mind to be curious of the high things, but of such as pass by us daily, namely, wherefore Israel is given up as a reproach to the heathen, and for what cause the people whom thou hast loved is given over unto ungodly nations, such as us right here in America, the tribe of Judah, nations, and why the law of our forefathers is brought to naught, and the written covenants come to none effect. Verse 20, where am I? Trying to see where we, trying to see, okay, all right. Brought to naught, and the written covenants come to none effect. 24. And we're not going to have time to go through this entire chapter because I'm just about out of time. I tell you what, let me try to see if I can go on just a little bit more. Verse 24, and we passed away out of the world as grasshoppers, and our life is an astonishment, and we are not worthy to obtain mercy. What will he then do unto his name whereby we are called? Of these things have I asked. 26, then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasten fast to pass away. 27, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come, for the world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. Verse 28, but as concerning the things whereof thou asked me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. And let's end it right here at verse 28, if you all can remind me that we'll go on to chapter 29, verse 29 on tomorrow. We'll pick back right there up on tomorrow. So until tomorrow at 10 p.m., hopefully I will be on time. And if I'm on time, I hope Blog Talk Radio got their act together. You hear me, Blog Talk Radio? Please, please be ready by the time my broadcast come on. All right, y'all. It's been fun. It's been good. Don't forget, we'll be here on tomorrow as well as Saturday night Gospel Jam with my new host, Sister Harris, will be in the house. So until tomorrow at 10, shalom.
We put the lamb's blood on the doorpost, and the angel of death passed on. Then they turned around and took our Savior on the same day. We've been going tit to tat for a long, long time. All they did was help us defeat death. Yasha said, don't think that you're taking my life. No. Yeah. I'm laying it down. And on this day I am speechless. I'ma go hard for the things I done keep it. Been a long moon, praise the higher that we reached it. Though the wine is yeastless, I can taste the sweetness. So many Hebrews, the 12 tribes, these feel so good when I'm in the midst of my peace. I ain't never knew a love like this. When you're cradled by the ancient hands of the righteous. Abraham, Moses, Jacob, Isaac, never no violence. Just a bunch of Christ kids told us we was nobody, but we come from greatness. Wake up, your history don't start on on no slave ship. Where were you before then? What language did you speak? African American? That's too many countries. These commandments is law, statutes and the laws. What's a holiday? We do holy days. I'll serve them all. Let's get this Passover. So set that lamb on fire. Sweet aroma in the air. Father, bless your children, your holy nation, your Israel. All hail our Messiah, a little wine, unleavened bread. One time for Yeshua, for he hung and he bled. For the world, for the world, for the world. For he hung and he bled. For the world, for the world, for the world, for the world.
Never thought I'd be something special. In the most high eyes, we his chosen people, but they ain't gon' take it out. Rather us be niggas though. See what they hating for? They never loved Joe. This is more than spiritual. Royalty running my bloodline. Intimidated, so they feeding us with lies. Realize that's nonsense, straight bondage. Taking away your knowledge. Giving you false doctrine, got you serving pagan gods. What is Easter, man? That ain't nowhere up in scripture. Idolizing all this lies, so how you expect to get your blessing? Them holidays, throw away and keep it holy day. Yeshua shed his blood for me, so I'ma uplift his holy name. Breaking bread, drinking wine, serving his holy time. With my holy people, Passover, what it's all about. Yeshua is our Passover, he passed over from death to life. So I'm giving him all praises a lot.
So set that lamb on fire, sweet aroma in the air. Father, bless your children, your holy nation, your Israel. All hail our Messiah, a little wine, unleavened bread. One time for Yeshua, for he hung and he bled. For the world, for the world, for the world. For he hung and he bled. For the world, for the world, for the world, for the world. Numbers 33:3. And they departed from Ramses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month, on the morrow after the Passover. The children of Israel went out with an high hand in the sight of all the Egyptians. For the Egyptians buried all their firstborn, which thy power had smitten among them. Upon their gods also thy power executed judgment. John 13. Now, before the feast of the Passover, when Yeshua, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus, he knew that his hour was coming, he should depart out of this world unto the Father. Having loved his own, which were in the world, he loved them unto the end. And supper being ended, the devil having now put into the heart of Judas, Simon's son, to betray him. John 18:12. Then the band of the captain and the officers of the Jews took Yeshua and bound him and led him away. And through his stripes we were all healed. Call your dog, higher in the name of Yeshua. Happy for Passover, Yashuv-el Barakah. So set that lamb on fire, sweet aroma in the air. Father, bless your children, your holy nation, your Israel. All hail our Messiah, a little wine, unleavened bread. One time for Yeshua, for he hung and he bled. For the world, for the world, for the world. For he hung and he bled. For the world, for the world, for the world, for the world. For he hung and he bled. So set that lamb on fire, sweet aroma in the air. Father, bless your children, your holy nation, your Israel.